A's Extra.
Welcome back on the Anglers Extra pregame show. It's the eve of Independence Day, and it's almost time for Game 16 of the Cape League season. Chatham faces Orleans for the first time in 2025 at Veterans Field. It's time for the Manager's Show with Chatham skipper Dennis Cook. I'm Jake Klein. Dennis, you beat Brewster 10-6 in 7 innings last night. What were the takeaways from that one?
Swung the bat really well, especially early. Manufactured a couple runs late, which was big. Started out pitching well, then we kind of got a little tentative towards the middle and the back end of the game. I think when we got the lead, we needed to be a little more aggressive with the way we pitch.
Henry Ford started it off with that leadoff shot in the top of the first. What have you seen from him since you bumped him up into that top of the order role?
Just tough out, man. I wouldn't want to have to face him right off the bat. That's why I put him up there. And he's got power, can hit doubles, and so just put him up there at the top and let them deal with him.
All right, so you go up 7-0 in the first inning. You guys have put up a ton of runs in the early innings lately. Some fans might say, all right, you're up 7-0. That's the time you take the foot off the gas a little. Other fans might say, that's a night to go 4 for 4. What do players think in that situation?
Well, the players shouldn't be playing to the scoreboard. So we play the game. We try to win every inning. So if we win the first inning 7-0, we want to win the second inning at least 1-0. Or 2-1 or whatever. So we play it inning by inning and at bat by at bat and try to win every at bat and every inning.
Tate Carey battled through 4 innings on the mound in the start. What did you see out of him?
A ton of strikes, still working on his secondary pitch. He's starting to get a little more confidence in it, a little better feel for it. So just that's a plus for us whenever he's getting better. That's why we're up here.
You've talked about working on that curveball for Tate Carey. What are the signs of improvement that you've seen?
Just being able to throw it for a strike. He was very in warm-ups. He was throwing at 77, and it had good snap on it. And then the games he was babying it, he was at 73. So he just has to figure that out, to trust in it, to be able to throw it just like he throws it in warm-ups. And it's good, really good when he throws it at 77, but a little flat when it's 73. So he just has to get that feel for it.
I asked Jake Hanley a couple of nights ago in Falmouth what's changed with this offense, which is now the highest scoring offense in the Cape League. He told me that one of the things that helped is the addition of scouting reports. Where have those come from?
That's a good question. Probably from Doe and Taylor.
So you have no involvement in those?
I don't. My scouting report is while watching warm up out there. I don't think you need a scout report, but if it's helping the kids, then so be it.
Facing Orleans for the first time tonight. Have you watched them warm up at all so far?
No, I have not yet. As soon as I'm through with you, I'm going to watch them take BP and watch their in and out, and then I will watch their pitcher warm up.
Chatting with Dennis Cook on the Manager's Show before the A's take on the Firebirds at Veterans Field. Dennis, Nate Taylor starts today. He's been one of the best in the Cape League through his first couple of outings. What's impressed you about him?
Strike thrower, hard worker, great kid. Mixes well, really talented. What's not to like about him? So we're excited to watch Nate tonight and see what he does. You
said earlier in the summer Nate's one of those players with very few collegiate innings who you wanted to bring to keep all summer. When that's the plan, but then a player like Nate enters the transfer portal, how does that change it?
Well, Nate has indicated that he wants to stay all summer and pitch and get better. And I think wherever he ends up, hopefully their coaches let him stay here and pitch and get better instead of calling him home. And, he had 8 2/3 innings, so I'm anticipating they're going to leave him up here with us and let him get some work.
You've also got Jackson Freeman up in the 5-hole tonight. He's on an 8-game hitting streak. You called him a streaky hitter the other day, but this is impressive. 4 straight with multiple hits. What have your takeaways been from Jackson at the plate? Well,
he is a streaky hitter, but he's also a good hitter. So he's going to get his hits. And like I tell him all the time, hitters hit, and he's a hitter. So he's going to hit. And that's the way I feel about all of our guys. They're all hitters. They've all hit in the past, and I expect them to do the same thing here as they've done in school.
When you say someone's a hitter, what are the characteristics of a hitter?
A way to find hits. Even when you're scuffling, you dunk one in or you beat one out in the infield, and then you hit 2 doubles. And hitters find ways to get on base. And obviously all the kids in the lineup have hit over 300 pretty much in our lineup at school, so they obviously can hit. So we want them to do the same thing here as they did there.
I want to ask you as well about Daniel Jackson, because you've got him catching tonight for the second time on the season. Why was he the choice tonight?
Well, he's going to catch. Has a chance to be their everyday catcher at Georgia next year, so he needs the work. And like I always say, we're here. We want to win, yes, but we want to develop too. And we want to give DJ the best chance to to win a job behind the plate next year at Georgia. So to do that, he has to work.
There's Dennis Cook on the Manager Show before the A's take on the Orleans Firebirds. Dennis, thanks for the time.
Thanks, Jake.